Ladies and gentlemen, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
I see dead horizon. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times a day. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. Yeah, the bad mood on the rise. I hear hurricanes blowing. I know the end is coming soon. I feel rivers overflowing. I hear the voice of rage roaring. Don't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. Yeah, the bad mood on the rise. Hope you got your things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye is taken for an eye. Yeah, won't go around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. Yeah, the bad mood on the rise. Don't come around tonight. Well, it's bound to take your life. Yeah, the bad mood on the rise.
Just the leader from Border Mask, who's trying to come up on the inside and will surely get up, because Lady Mind always jumps to the left. Border Mask landed level there and has got the advantage of the inside. Richard Denard riding a brilliant race there, takes the lead as they turn into the straight now with 2 to go. It's Border Mask with Spanish Steps running on very strongly now into second place. Over the second last, Border Mask, Spanish Steps, Lady Mind, Bannon Star and Playlord. Racing up from last now, it's Border Mask with Spanish Steps coming up to challenge. There's going to be very little between these two as they come to the last. It's Border Mask and Spanish Steps over together. Spanish Steps, a brilliant jump and quickly into his stride, and he takes the lead. A brilliant performance by Spanish Steps now with 100 yards to go, coming away from Border Mask in second place. Bannon Star third and Playlord fourth. Coming up to the line, it's Spanish Steps the winner. Border Mask second, Bannon Star third, then Playlord, then Lady Mind, then the inventor Calsborough Wood, Rainbow Cottage, and Freddie Boy.
Success often invites the darker elements to surface, and trainer Colin Davis decided the champion's security for his defence was top priority. Guards and an Alsatian helped the horse's lad David Cole keep a 24-hour watch. Persian War was totally oblivious to the fuss and seemed quite relaxed as David slept lightly in his stable, dreaming of yet another victory, as the guards patrolled throughout the night. For owner Henry Alper, it was a new experience.
Owning this horse has been one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. And to think it was all because I happened to be watching racing on television one Saturday afternoon. And then Persian Wars race came on, and I saw this horse do this sensational performance that he always did as a young horse, go away from the others and win very, very, very easily. And suddenly the wild idea came to me, well, why not try and buy that one?
It's the sort of thing that every trainer dreams of, is having a horse as good as this, because there's no doubt about it at all. He is really a fantastically good horse. The more work I give the horse, the more he seems to thrive, and the better he is. And I think we're proving that this year. He's undoubtedly improving, and I'm still giving him more and more work. He seems to be quite bottomless. I always ride Persian War myself at home in all his fast work, because it's an awful responsibility, this horse, and if it happened when I had a lad riding him, if anything did go wrong, I personally would never be able to bring myself to forgive the lad. I'm bound to blame him a bit.
The week before Cheltenham, big race jockey Jimmy Utley went down to partner his charge, and the owner's hopes ran high.
I have no doubt that on Wednesday next at Cheltenham, Persian War will win the champion hurdle for the second successive year and prove himself to be the finest hurdler of all
As
time.
they do so, it's Persian War from Drummerkill on the outside, Supermaster on the inner, then comes Interview. Behind Interview, it's Privy Seal. Coming round the final turn now, and it's Drummerkill in the lead from Persian War. Drummerkill and Barry Brogan going away from the champion Persian War as they race into the final flight. It's Drummerkill from Persian War, then comes Supermaster, then Privy Seal, and Persian War under pressure, and Drummerkill in the lead as they come to the final flight, but Persian War coming to try and challenge him now, and at the last it's Persian War and Drummerkill almost together. Persian War on the near side, Drummerkill over on the fan side, and the champion asserting his authority now. Persian War going away from Drummerkill as they race up towards the line and getting a terrific cheer. The champion is going to win it for the second year in succession. It's Persian War going away from Drummerkill, Privy Seal in third place, and at the line Persian War is the winner of the champion hurdle. Second is Drummerkill. Henry Alper and Mrs. Alper with undisputedly great champion.
And strangely enough, when I bought the horse, my wife cried because she thought I was doing something silly in buying a racehorse. And when I said I'd been offered $250,000 for him and said, I think I'll sell him, actually I was joking, she cried again. How people can change, I don't know. It shows you what a racehorse can do. We simply do nothing but talk about and dream about Persian War, when his next race will be, how long it's going to be before we see him run
Paul
again.
Callaway on What a Myth in the lead from Arab Gold. Then King Cutler. Playlord is still making ground towards the outside. Domacorn is still making ground on the leaders also. Coming to the third last now, and What a Myth. And Paul Callaway over in the lead. King Cutler made a mistake there but got away with it. And it's What a Myth in the lead from Arab Gold. Then comes Playlord. Then Domacorn under pressure, and then King Cutler. Coming to the home turn now in the 1969 Gold Cup, and it's What a Myth and Paul Callaway clear of Arab Gold. Playlord still making ground on the inside. Then comes Domacorn. Coming up now to the second last fence in the Gold Cup, and it's What a Myth and Paul Callaway being pressed now by Domacorn, coming there strongly. What a Myth is over, Domacorn's over, and Domacorn has nearly unshipped Terry Biddlecombe, but he's got back. A great recovery by Terry Biddlecombe, and he's coming to challenge. And coming to the last now, it's What a Myth on the stand side and Domacorn on the far side. What a Myth and Paul Callaway in the lead at the last in the Gold Cup. Domacorn over second. He pecked again, Domacorn, but he's still challenging and racing up towards the line. It's What a Myth from Domacorn. Domacorn getting up on the far side. And as they race to the line, it's What a Myth from Domacorn. Between these two as they come to the line, it's What a Myth and Domacorn. And at the line, What a Myth is the winner. Domacorn is second.
Better get ready. Kid, the next time I say let's go someplace like Bolivia, let's go someplace like Bolivia.
Next time. Ready?
No, we'll jump.
Like hell we will.
No, it'll be okay. If the water's deep enough, we don't get squished to death. They'll never follow us.
How do you know?
Would you make a jump like that and you didn't have to?
I have to, and I'm not gonna.
Well, we got to, otherwise we're dead. They're just gonna have to go back down the same way they come. Come on.
Just one clear shot, that's all I want.
Come on. We got to.
Up. Get away from me.
Why?
I want to fight him.
They'll kill us.
Maybe.
You want to die?
Do you?
All right. I'll jump first.
No.
Then you jump first.
No, I said.
What's the matter with you?
I can't swim.
Why, are you crazy? The fall will probably kill you.
Hey, you're drowning me.
I can't help it. I can't swim.
Get off,
I'll kill you.
You're choking me. I can't swim for I'm telling you, Butch, if I drown, I swear to God, I'll kill you.
You said I was a great swimmer. I just...
Rain!
The Grand National, the world's most famous steeplechase. There's no more exciting test for horse and rider anywhere. It all started in the last century with a man called William Lynn, who took the great Liverpool chase from Gull to nearby Aintree, and with the help of the famous handicapper Edward William Topham, the Grand National as we know it was born. Today, the reins of the famous race are firmly in the hands of Mrs. Mirabel Topham, who has maintained the tradition of the great steeplechase, assisted by her niece and nephew, Patricia Bidwell Topham, and her brother James, clerk of the course. Black Prince is the last Shire horse to be retired at Aintree, a link with the past. Since those far-off days when the Aintree Syndicate was established and Edward William gave the chase its famous title, the Grand National has remained the blue ribbon of the steeplechase world. Today, Mrs. Topham can look proudly out over the 270-acre course. Major Gilbert Cotton, now in his 86th year, is the National Hunt Inspector of Courses. He first inspected Aintree 49 years ago. It's 2.5 miles round the circuit, but he still makes his inspection on foot. Every year, 5 of the fences are rebuilt, the raw materials coming by the load from the forests of North Wales. Thorn, gorse and spruce. Many truckloads of each are needed for every jump. The mechanics of the Grand National meeting are enormous. Steeplechase fans come in their thousands, not only from Britain, but from all over the world. Traffic and crowd control is a vital factor. And this annual conference between Mrs. Topham and the Chief Constable of Lancashire and his key staff smooths the way for this year's big rush. For now, the stables are empty. Stables which bear the names of past Grand National winners. There's a brass plate waiting for the name of this year's winner. It's tradition. Another piece of tradition at Aintree is the staff party held just prior to the meeting. Mirabel Topham likes to relax with her staff of 40. It's an informal occasion, her chance to thank them for their efforts, their chance to thank her for keeping the National alive. The Grand National remains unique as a sporting event, providing millions with the thrill of the greatest steeplechase in the world. Pathé News will be there, reporting in colour on the race of races, the Grand National 1969. Terrosian is one of the horses scheduled to line up at the start on the Grand National Day. Here, at the stables of trainer Captain Price, near Worthing, Sussex, the scene is one similar to many being enacted all over the country. The horse here, Basnet. Famous mounts, and not so famous ones, are being brought to perfection for the big day at stables throughout the UK. Peckard looks in good shape for an Aintree appearance. All the horses look fine, but on the day of the big race, it'll be more than looks that count. There's a lot more between the start and finish at Aintree than many know. The 1969 Grand National. The New Day quiet still hung over the stables. The doors remained barred for now. But behind those doors were the stars of the day, the runners. Everyone at the peak of perfection, guarded through the night and closeted from the dawn. So the hours wound down. Valuable horses and valuable trophies began to put in their appearances. The Aintree scene began to come to life. While thousands of racegoers were still journeying to the Liverpool course, the police prepared to smooth the way for them. Crowds, traffic, lost children, and keeping the peace. A day of work for the men in blue. A day at the races for the thousands who were there to help. The big rush was on its way. Train after train brought the public to the small station just by the racecourse. From all over the country and indeed from all over the world, they'd come to fill the grandstands and pack into vantage points around the huge course. These were some of the audience who'd come to see and be seen in the setting of the spectacular event. Now was the time to decide on that last-minute flutter. But there were few absolutely certain about the fine performance Highland Wedding would give. Still, as the jockeys made their appearance, there was much speculating going on amongst the punters. Pickard looked pretty good, and at 100-8, Bassnet was a fair bet. In a race like the National, they all stood a good chance. Red Alligator, last year's winner and the favourite. The excitement keyed up as the runners and riders headed out of the parade ring and onto the track. The flag at half-mast was a sad note of the day, reminding everyone of General Eisenhower's death. The bookies took their last-minute bets. The odds fluctuated as the punters crowded in. It's always a thrilling and colourful scene as the horses make their way up to the start. This day was no exception. Seconds to go. Alec Marsh, the starter, got into position. They were off. 30 keyed-up horses headed for the first jump. Instructions were to take it easy. The going was firm and fast. Into and safely over the first fence they went. Kilburn in the lead. No troubles as they headed for number 2. The Fossa going well. Into the second. No casualties. With the Fossa, Miss Hunter, Flossubab and Limitra up front. Red Alligator and Bassnet at the rear of the field. The third was the fence that claimed the first Grand National runner. Tudor Fort was out of the race. But as they settled down into their stride, there was little change at the front. The race was still young. Ferrari the second was showing well as they came into the fourth. The Ellis Friend was a faller here. The 1969 National was shaping as a real classic. Few fallers so far, and a good racing pace. Beeches Brook coming up. Furore the second making the running in company with Castle Falls and Flossubab. Still in the lead, Furore the second. Steelbridge, Kilburn and Castle Falls and Flossubab all going well. On to the notorious Canal Turn. Furore the second led the way into and out of this sharp left-hander. All got safely over, with the Fossa, Bassnet and Red Alligator still keeping well to the rear. Valentine's Brook was next. Ballinavoitra fell, and the race began to take shape. Terosian, the Fossa, Rossin Babet were out of the running. Over the last jump of the first circuit, and the runners wheeled into their second lap. This was the beginning of the real testing time when stamina and courage show a horse for what he is. The 17th presented no problem except for Juan, who refused. Steelbridge was running strongly, but there were shots aplenty coming up as Red Alligator and Ho fell at the 19th. Red Alligator's disappearance was disaster for the punters. Then came Flossubab's turn for calamity at the 20th. But still up at the front was Steelbridge with Highland Wedding and Rondetto beginning to show. Into Beeches for the second time. The pace and strength-sapping Grand National jumps taking their toll. Approaching the 23rd, one before the Canal Turn. Steelbridge maintained the lead, but Highland Wedding was improving all the time. Keeping company with them was Rondetto. Highland Wedding jumped into the lead at Valentine from Steelbridge and Rondetto. This was the way it stayed right up to the winning post. Highland Wedding was going so well that even at this stage, his supporters were shouting him home. The 12-year-old was going like a 2-year-old. Steelbridge and Rondetto gamely battled to keep in touch with him, but as they came up to the last jump, Highland Wedding changed gear and brought out a mighty surge of reserve power to stride away from his rivals. What a fantastic run-in. Steelbridge and Rondetto didn't stand a chance against the strength and speed of the 12-year-old as he strode out to the winning post. Highland Wedding had done it by 12 lengths. Eddie Harty had ridden him to a superb victory from Steelbridge, Rondetto and the Beeches. So after finishing the course, but being beaten in 2 previous Grand Nationals, third time was lucky for Highland Wedding. Both he and jockey Eddie Harty deserved their ovation as they made for the winning enclosure. Highland Wedding had well and truly won the blue ribband event of the steeplechasing world. A clear-cut victory where luck didn't figure at all, only ability. And he was the horse with plenty of that.
Listen to the noise that greets them. Given far too much room. Summerby. Bell. And once again, did you notice? Coleman. And Rams there again. Neil Young has been buzzing away, going forward all the time, always trying to get half an opportunity to strike. Oh, Woollett put his captain in trouble then, and it's Lee now for Manchester City. 3 ready by Summerby. Coleman! Oh, he hit that one so hurriedly he'll never forgive himself. Oh, but what a beautiful break that was by Manchester City. Great running by Summerby. Laid on that chance for Coleman. Lockhead. Got nobody up with him. 4 men are hanging behind him, including Clark. Here's Clark, number 10, and Glover breaks. He's created space, a great move. Tremendous bit of football by Leicester. Glover moved and created the gap. Through it, into it, number 10, Clark ran and shot. But what a save from Dow. That certainly stung his fingers. Reminder to anybody who thinks this cup final is going to be one-way traffic. Gibson with the corner. And Fern! Roberts. Oh, beautiful football. Gibson is onside. Oh, Lockhead! Oh, no! Rodriguez! First time we've seen Summerby moving inside, not being on this right touchline. And Summerby moved inside. It's Woollett with him. Summerby back to Young. It's there! Beautiful goal! Scored by Young. Made by Summerby. 23 minutes gone. The credit for that was Summerby. Scored Young. And notice the persistence of number 7, Summerby. As he beat Woollett and then he pulls it back. And Young again in that perfect position and made no mistake with that shot. A brilliant goal after 23 minutes. Neil Young.
Congratulations on that goal. You were looking a much more relieved man now. How are you feeling?
Well, much better after that. But mind you, it was against run of play, I thought. They had a couple of chances, could have gone in. But Summerby's playing magnificent, and I think he made the goal.
Wallet was a bit lucky to get that one, and a bad one. Right, Young, up comes Coleman. Lead to Coleman. Mansell got all 5 forwards up, and in comes Bell. And that header was going like a bullet. What a goalkeeper Peter Shilton is. And what a header by Bell. Now it's Lee. Lee with a chance for City. It's the side netting. The Manchester City fans have already decided it's all over now. 1 minute there is to go, not counting injury time. Manchester City, champions last season, look as if they're going to be cup winners this season. And it's all over. The FA Cup, a great performance. They have played so wonderfully, but Leicester City have been such tremendous opposition. And that's the joy of Manchester City. Disappointed they didn't gain the championship. Joe Mercer ambling on now, but what a great final this has been. And Joe sportingly congratulates Mr. McCabe and David Nish, the Leicester captain. Now the FA Cup on show as Manchester City go up to receive it, led by Tony Book. A worthy victory. And what a happy man. Footballer of the Year along with Dave Mackay. Skipper of the cup winning side. He's almost too tired to get up there. Receiving the trophy from Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne. It's behind Her Royal Highness the Leicester City chairman, who must be proud of his team. Well done, Tony Book. Behind him, Harry Dowd. And that's the great block of people who had a rehearsal by cheering Leicester, and listen to them now as they see the cup.
Larborn, then Furore and the Otter, and those 5 have drawn right away now from Excess, Fortnight and Don't Weaken. Just 3 fences left to jump now as they come round the final turn. Titus Oates from Larborn, Spanish Steps, the Otter and Furore. That is the order now as they race to the 3rd fence from home. Last year's winner Larborn right up there disputing it with Titus Oates. Close up behind them comes Spanish Steps and the Otter, with Furore still there in fairly close touch. Vital Moment is running on strongly and could get into the race yet. Coming to the 3rd last now. And it was Titus Oates and Larborn absolutely together. It looks as if these 2 might have it. Spanish Steps is following, then Furore, and then the Otter. 2 fences to go. Titus Oates on the inside. Larborn with the sheepskin noseband is up there right with him, and they jump level at the 2nd last. Racing up the hill now. 1 to go. It's Titus Oates and Larborn together. Well clear of Spanish Steps and Vital Moment. Just 1 fence to go, and it's Titus Oates on the left and Larborn on the right as we look at them. Into the last fence, and there was nothing between them in the air. And it's Larborn, last year's winner on this side, who's coming on, I think, just to win it again. Larborn is just ahead of Titus Oates now with 50 yards to go. It's Larborn who's going to win the Whitbread Gold Cup for the 2nd time as they come up to the line. It's Larborn the winner, Titus Oates 2nd, Spanish Steps 3rd, Vital Moment 4th.
Jimmy Rappin in the lead as they come to the 4th furlong marker from Wolver Hollow towards the outside. Then Chebb's Lad. Tower Walk going very easily in behind the principals, and now Lorenzaccio making ground. The white cap Sandy Barkley you'll see coming into the picture any moment now, making ground towards the far side. But it's Tower Walk who's moved into 2nd place now as Wolver Hollow's drop back and they come to the 2 furlong marker. And it's Jimmy Rappin from Tower Walk, then Lorenzaccio over on the far side, and they're coming to the furlong pole now, and it's Jimmy Rappin from Tower Walk. Then comes Habitat with a run, coming up to the furlong pole, and it's Jimmy Rappin being pressed by Habitat over on the far side, and it's Habitat who's coming to challenge Jimmy Rappin and to go away from him as they hit the rising ground. It's Habitat from Jimmy Rappin as they run up towards the line. Habitat, the bottom weight from Jimmy Rappin in 2nd, and Tower Walk 3rd, and at the line Habitat's the winner. Jimmy Rappin is 2nd and Tower Walk 3rd, Lorenzaccio 4, and then comes Chebb's Lad, and finally last
Your grandfather, King George VI, once said, "We're not so much a family, we're more a firm." Do you feel a member of a firm?
I like to think of it more as a family rather than a firm, I think. I tend to think of my family as very special people.
I've set something alight. Charles, come on.
And in that sense, I'm only beginning to see my parents and the rest of my family as other people, do you know what I mean? That you look upon them as having their own different characteristics. It's a great help to have a lot of people all doing the same thing like that, because you can go and talk to them about it. You know, your own experiences and the amusing things that have happened. And you can learn a lot from each other.
Yes, I've seen them.
I've probably seen you on the
Charles.
Yes. Well, how are you? So happy to see. I was just saying to Her Majesty, I've seen you on television.
I think that's mutual. I've seen you sometime.
Yeah, that's right.
Len.
Yes, you do.
I don't think you've seen me on television.
Another thing you've done, you've learned to fly.
The day I went on my solo, the instructor taxied to the end of the runway, and he suddenly climbed out and said, "You're on your own, mate." So there I was, and I only had time to have a few butterflies in my tummy. And then I taxied off and took off. And the moment I was in the air, it was absolutely marvelous. And fortunately, I landed first time. That was the only worrying thing, because I had visions of myself going round and round and round until eventually the fuel ran out. But all was well.
They're off. And they came out well. Full Dress was one of the first to show over on the far side, followed by Fine Fortune, Frontier Goddess, and over on this side, Vizier. And as they settle down towards the end of the first furlong, the field is very well bunched together. And it's Vizier, Full Dress, and Fine Portion, followed by Frontier Goddess, then Honey Match, and now Kirkwall has, as we expected, gone on. It's Kirkwall now, after a quarter mile, just the leader from Full Dress. They're almost level, those two. Then come Vizier, Honey Portion, Lover's Lane, Raft, My Astrid, Frontier Goddess. Sleeping Partner comes then with Budella and Raft. And at the right at the back of the field at the moment, Fine Portion. And just in front of that is My Astrid and Aggravate. They've got just about a mile to go now. And it's still Kirkwall the leader. Kirkwall from Vizier with a Full Dress up level on the inside. Then comes Paradel, who's moved into a very nice position in fourth place. Then Frontier Goddess, Lover's Lane. 3.5 furlongs to go. It's Frontier Goddess who is well clear. Frontier Goddess well clear at the 3 furlong marker. Then comes Raft in second place. Frontier Goddess from Raft, Paradel, Aggravate running on well. Fine portion towards the outside. Sleeping Partner is improving fast too. At the 2 furlong marker, it's Frontier Goddess well clear of Raft. Sleeping Partner is running on very well in front of Aggravate, then Paradel, then Full Dress, then My Astrid, Wendune, who's a long way behind, and Fine Portion. Now they're coming to the final furlong, and it's Frontier Goddess from Sleeping Partner, Aggravate and Raft, and it's a tremendous finish now with Sleeping Partner coming on to take the lead with 50 yards to go. It's Sleeping Partner from Frontier Goddess at the post. Sleeping Partner the winner, Frontier Goddess second, My Astrid run on to be third.
Yes, indeed, things are very different now. The caravans boast the latest luxuries, including television, and the old horse has been replaced by many horses under a sleek bonnet. The gypsies have changed, but their troubles haven't. Despite the threat of summonses and fines for alleged illegal camping, they were still at Epsom. Modern gypsies in modern cars and caravans for the big day. Derby Day, 1969. The Queen and the royal party arrived on this coldish, windy day to add that very special touch to an already great occasion. The Royal Standard flew over the course as Her Majesty, accompanied by the Duke of Norfolk, went to inspect the 26 runners. The riders came on the scene to team up with their mounts, horses like the 7-2 favourite Ribofilio, number 4. Blakeney, number 3, at 7-2, popular with the crowd. Most said he had a good chance, but then so did Prince Regent and Chadwick Stone, number 23, Moon Mountain. There were a lot of hopes and a lot of money riding on Ribofilio as the horses left the paddock for the start. Queen Mother and Princess Anne obviously shared the keen interest of Her Majesty as the 190th Derby Stakes was preened into running order. Favourites seemed calm enough as the horses began to take their places in the starting stall. There was number 12, Paddy's Progress, 6, Shoemaker, 7, Mitsuoko, 14, Agricoltore, and 13, Sirocco. 3, Blakeney, 22, Silence d'Or. It was almost time for the off. Mr. Marsh, the starter, headed for his rostrum. Just a few tense moments left for the mounting excitement to spill over. They charged their way from the start, up the hill, the less fancied up front, making the running. The stronger contenders laying back. Bunched tight, but with little or no bumping going on in the field, the runners ate up the 1.5 miles. In the bunch, taking it easy, was Blakeney. Ribofilio hadn't made any showing yet. Was downhill as they neared Tattenham Corner, that crucial and often make-or-break left-hander into the straight. As they swept round that final curve with 5 furlongs to go, it was still anybody's race. Ribofilio had moved up, so had Blakeney, Shoemaker, Moon Mountain and Prince Regent. This was where class began to show itself with strength and speed. On the rails, Blakeney was responding to Ernie Johnson's whip, coming clear of Shoemaker, Prince Regent and Moon Mountain to lead the way home first past the post. What a great effort, a truly magnificent win by a grand horse who well deserved the honour of the winner's enclosure. Thousands had hoped to see Ribofilio in this place, but it wasn't to be. He'd done well to finish 5th. So the honours of the 1969 Derby were Blakeney's and jockey Ernie Johnson. Together, they'd come home to victory and collected a first prize worth £63,108. Not bad for a day's work.
Ranged from the dressy to the plain ridiculous. But it is, after all, a race meeting, so jockey caps just had to be in style. The first race was the Queen Anne Stakes. Town Crier made sure of this one. Trouser suits and lounge suits for men were barred from the royal enclosure, but there's nothing in the rules about mini skirts, and some were very many indeed. The Prince of Wales Stakes was won by Connaught in a canter. Obviously, the weather gave him nothing to complain about. But for spectators, the weather was, to say the least, changeable. Umbrellas were the order of the day, unless, of course, your hat was big enough.
The Open of 1969 welcomed the new age of colour television, and at Royal Leatherman St Anne's the scene was set for a fascinating final day with an on-form Tony Jacklin bidding to end an 18-year drought of British success. Paired with him in the final group was 1963 Open champion Bob Charles. Dropping a shot at 14, he would fall 3 behind. At the 15th, Jacklin had this for par.
Pulled it a little bit to the left.
Tapping in for 5, he would drop a shot. But so too would the New Zealander.
Not the old Bob Charles, that one.
The 3-shot margin remained until the 17th when Jacklin needed this putt for par.
And he lifted out the left side.
His lead now down to 2. The tension on the 18th tee was electric. Charles could still birdie and Jacklin could take 5. Charles's drive went into the rough on the right. But Jacklin made no mistake with his drive.
Oh, what a corker. My word, that was a fine drive. Look at it, miles up the middle. Oh, what a tremendous drive.
Jacklin had split the fairway. And to rapturous applause, he followed this up with a perfect second shot that flew like an arrow to the green. Jacklin, mobbed by the crowd, lost a shoe in the excitement. A new British sporting hero had been born. Striding down the fairway, the modest 25-year-old was truly overwhelmed by the gallery's adulation. Gathering his composure, Jacklin lined up his putt, secure in the knowledge that he had 3 putts from here for victory.
Oh, it may drop in here. And there is the shortest shot that ever won a championship. And Jacklin is the winner.
With a final score of 4 under par 280, he had become the first Briton to hold aloft the claret jug since Max Faulkner in 1951.
Gets shut in there. 3 furlongs to go, and it's rocked still from Hogarth now. Park Top is close up still on the inside. Tim Boy making good progress on the outside in front of light wind. Wolverhollow is improving on the inside, and Hogarth now has come up to dispute the lead with Rocked. They've got just over a furlong and a half to go now, and it's Wolverhollow running on very strongly on the far side. Park Top has been switched to the outside, but she's still got a lot to do with 100 yards to go. It's Wolverhollow, ridden by Lester Pickett, and Park Top coming up to make a challenge on this side, but Wolverhollow's won it all right at the post. It's Wolverhollow from Park Top, then Hogarth and Tim Boy.
Who had won the last amateur Wimbledon in 1967. And then Laver went on to complete a second Grand Slam in 1969, the only man or woman ever to achieve that remarkable feat twice. Newcombe won the Wimbledon title for the next 2 years against Rosewall and Stan Smith.
Oh, great play.
Love 15.
John Newcombe not put off by Lever slipping there. It so often happens.
All.
The top spin lob about 18 inches out.
$30, 15. $40, 15.
So 2 championship points for Rod Laver.
$40, 30.
Courageous backhand by John, but still championship point for Laver. That's it. So 2 championship points for Ann Jones. Still championship point.
Cheers.
So 2 backhand volleys from the champion has saved her.
Net. First service. Advantage, Mrs. King. Yes.
Fine serve, returned even better.
Advantage, Mrs. Jones.
An extraordinary point. The ball kicked up at Ann's backhand. Simple volley missed there by the champion, so it's championship point for Ann Jones for the 3rd time.
Net.
About 1 or 2 inches. I'm going to step off the limb now. That's 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for mankind. Tony, this is so great you can't believe it. I believe it, Charlie. It's raining, John. Look at it go, would you, Charlie? You got all your steering. It's great. Oh, this is going to be some kind of different ride. Hippity hoppity, hippity hopping over hill and dale. Da 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 da. Hippity hopping along. away, Houston.
Right, you're good. We're burning flat.
Thanks,
Roger,
Rod.
looks good, flight.
Observation shot, flight.
Roger.
Heading, stand by for splashdown.
The jet arrived at Heathrow, bringing America's Man on the Moon team to Britain. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin and Mike Collins, together with their wives, touched down on British soil and found one of the warmest welcomes they'd yet received waiting for them. But the men who conquered the moon and came back fresh and happy showed signs of the strain that traveling around our globe can bring. Even so, they smiled easily and responded with sincerity as they prepared to launch into yet another whirlwind round of engagements in yet another country on their 22-nation tour. A huge crowd waited for them at the American embassy. The three lunar pioneers had a tight schedule ahead of them. Even so, they found time to show they were more than moon men. They were good men of Earth, friendly men. Inside the embassy, more pressmen waited, clamoring to get more pictures, ask questions of the men who had voyaged to another planet and, in their own words, taken a great leap forward for mankind. But time was pressing. The hours had been pre-planned almost to the minute. Nevertheless, Londoners were loath to let them go. So the motorcade left the embassy to drive the short distance to Buckingham Palace. For the trio of spacemen, this was the day they would meet the Queen and some of her family. Neil Armstrong, the first man on the moon, led the way on this historic meeting. Her Majesty, her husband and family, like the people of Britain, were proud to greet the space trio. Especially so were Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, like any young boys would be. There too was Princess Anne and Princess Margaret. There was much to talk about. Later, the astronauts commented on how well-informed and interested in the American moon program were Her Majesty and the Duke. In their own words, Armstrong, Aldrin and Collins said the meeting was delightfully memorable. Downing Street was the next stop on their meeting, greeting and seeing lightning tour of London. Here again, crowds waited to welcome them as the Prime Minister greeted the space heroes. They were to be guests of honor at a number 10 reception given by Mr. Wilson. Happily, despite their reported laryngitis, they posed in front of the famous fireplace. Three tired men glad to share the fame which success had brought them. There at number 10 were school children from all over the country who had been invited to meet the astronauts. They, the people of tomorrow's age of space, would, in years to come, be able to look back on this occasion and say with justifiable pride that they had met three men called Collins, Aldrin and Armstrong.
2 furlong marker now. My Swanee over on the far side being tackled now by Jimmy Reppin, and it's Jimmy Reppin and My Swanee together from Lucy Rowe in third place. Habitat now getting into top gear and coming up on the outside. There's just over a furlong to go. It's My Swanee battling on, but Jimmy Reppin has passed him, and it's Jimmy Reppin now with Habitat and Lester Piggott coming on this side, followed by Lucy Rowe is coming in between the two of them. Just a few tries to go, and it's Habitat from Lucy Rowe and Jimmy Reppin, and that's the decision at the post. Habitat the winner, Lucy Rowe second, and Jimmy Reppin.
It's Lester Piggott on Park Top from Crozier and Hogarth, running up towards the line. It's Park Top from Hogarth and Crozier at the line.
Piggott coming up and putting in one of his tremendous finishes on Tower Walk. With 100 yards to go, it's the Coy Boy from Tower Walk, and Lester's done it. The inimitable strength of Lester has got Tower Walk up there. It's Tower Walk the winner.
Doncaster, a new grandstand and Britain's first racecourse betting hall with 75 bookmakers and the Tote in residence. These were innovations which greeted the big crowd who'd come to see the 1969 St. Leger. Everyone fancied the chances of Lester Piggott, who is running neck and neck with Jeff Lewis in the Flat Seasons Champion Jockey Stakes. Lewis, however, didn't have a mount in the big race, and with Rebo Filio, Piggott's horse, clear odds-on favourite, it seemed the way was clear for Piggott to notch another championship win. But horse racing is rarely as clear-cut as some would like to believe. As many later discovered, there were no sure things in this year's St. Leger. The crowd tensed, the gates flew open, they were off. It was just a steady gallop to begin with. There was 1 mile and 6 furlongs to cover. Rebo Filio was running last at this stage, with Oldham, Dutch Bells and Intermezzo making the running. But as they came into the straight, Revo Filio was striding towards the front, making up a lot of ground. But the challenge wasn't good enough to beat Intermezzo, ridden by Ron Hutchinson. Wada turned up for the bull. Was in tremendous form. Bruce McLaren, number 6, was knocking up a fair rate of knots. But the further they went, the more determined became Stewart, the man with his sights set on the 1969 Drivers' Championship. Number 7, Jackie Eakes, one of the front runners. But the real ding-dong was taking place between Jochen Rindt, number 2, and Stewart. Rindt led the race more often than Stewart, but bad luck waited for him in the later stages. High speeds and hard driving gobbled up the Lotus Ford's petrol at a crucial point. McLaren was hard after Stewart as the finish loomed up, but nobody could catch the Scot, who won at an average speed of 127.25 miles an hour. The Duke of Kent made the presentation to the man who, now barring accidents, is unbeatable in this year's World Drivers' Championship.
The 1969 arc included 9 foreign challengers. The best of these were Park Top, Blakeney and Revo Filio from England, Zabor from Russia, Speed Simboli from Japan, and the 4-year-old Levmos from Ireland. Although Blakeney had won the Derby, Park Top came with the greater reputation. She had won the Coronation Cup in a time nearly 3 seconds faster than Blakeney's Derby and the King George VI and Queen Elizabeth Stakes before coming to Longchamp. The only runner in the race to have beaten Park Top was the 4-year-old Levmos a year before in the Oxfordshire Stakes at Newbury. In the straight, Williamson had a run on the rails. Piggott, on Park Top on the wide outside, had left it too late. By the time Park Top was running, she had too much ground to make up. At the post, she was still 3/4 of a length adrift.
Longchamp, the Paris racetrack and home of Europe's richest horse race, the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. 24 of the world's best race horses paraded before a huge crowd on a day of warm sunshine and high excitement. Most eyes were trained on Lester Piggott and his mount, Park Top. Piggott was on a winning streak. With just under £90,000 first prize money at stake, he was reckoned as the man most likely to succeed. The field was going at a cracking pace with Park Top laying well back. Near the front was Levmos, an Irish hope ridden by Bill Williamson, the Australian jockey. As they came into the final straight, Levmos was in the lead, flying along at track record-breaking speed. Park Top was still back down the field, but carving his way through towards the front. He got a lot of ground to make up, but just watch Piggott on the outside. Piggott failed to catch the winner by 3/4 of a length. He blamed himself for making too late an attempt. So victory went to Levmos and Ireland. A big money win.
This is what the care and patience is all about. 2 short minutes of finely tuned speed at the racetrack. The Dewhurst Stakes at Newmarket, Nijinsky's first English race, the only real test by which trainer, owner, and racing manager alike can judge whether the gamble in money, time, and planning has paid off. This was where the great partnership between Lester Piggott, the finest jockey of his day, and Nijinsky, the finest horse of his day, began. The beginning of a legend.
Stone walls turn my blood a little cold.
San Quentin, may you rot and burn in hell. May your walls fall and may I live to tell. May all the world forget you ever stood. And may all the world regret you did no good.
And Tudor Tinker has taken it up now with Enfleur in close attendance. It's Tudor Tinker over on the far rails with a quarter of a mile to go. Enfleur is outside, Salt trying to come through on the inside, and now Lester has brought Great Heron very smoothly indeed to the outside, and he is showing just in front. But Approval is coming with a very strong run on the outside. With just over a furlong to go, it's Great Heron and Approval out in front of their field, followed by Sabbatical, Tudor Tinker and Salt, and inside the last furlong, it's Approval showing in front. It's Approval coming away now, just clear of Great Heron in the second place, and as they come up to the line, it's Approval winner, Great Heron second, then Sabbatical, Salt, Tudor Tinker. Off we go, Enfleur, Newton's Boy, and finally Wild Orange.
Jeff, it's all right. Jeannie can't see or hear me. Nobody can. Only you, Jeff. Only you.
Royal Relief, the hot favourite for this race, and a very promising novice indeed, who needs to stay on his feet now to get into the final of this, after this qualifying race for the Wills Trophy. And it's into the last fence now. Royal Relief, the clear leader, and Royal Relief is over with a furlong to run. Royal Relief, the clear leader. Bighorn in second place. Then in third place, Saccone. In fourth is Blue 7, but going to the last 50 yards and cruising comfortably home. Royal Relief going up to the post now. Royal Relief the winner from Bighorn in second place, Saccone in third.
Hey, hang in there, baby.
What's that?
Him I placed with O'Daniel about 2 weeks ago. He ain't much of a stud either, from what I hear. All right, all right.
Hey, Horse, how about you take me to meet this Mr. O'Diddlebird right now? What do you say? What do you say about that?
Well, Joe, you're a nice guy, and actually I'd be doing both of you a favor, but, you know, for what? What am I dragging my bum leg around town for, you know? I mean, tomorrow some piece like that is liable to be scratching your back over there at the plaza, and where am I gonna be, you know? Where?
Oh, hold on. Hold it right there. You think I'm that kind of son bitch? Well, you just name your cut, whatever you want. You got it right now, I swear.
It's all right.
What you want, 5? 10?
What, are you kidding me? You know what, I'd ask somebody else.
Well, there's 10 right there.
All right, I tell you, forget it. I'll take the 10. But when I take you over to see Mr. O'Daniel, I'm gonna have to have another 10 just to cover expenses, all right? Come on, I'll buy you coffee, I'm big. Get out of here. Come on, let's get sweet. Go to work.
Coming to the last open ditch now, and Spanish Steps and Johnny Cook well clear of Larbourne in second. In third place is Lord Jim for the Inventor, 5 Winsome Win. Coming to the second last fence now in the 1969 Hennessy Gold Cup, and it's Spanish Steps some way clear now of Larbourne, who's coming to jump in second place. Third, jumping in is Lord Jim, then comes Winsome Win, 5 the Inventor. Coming up to the last fence now, and Edward Courage's homebred, home-trained Spanish Steps has only got to jump it to win the 1969 Hennessy. Spanish Steps well clear, ears pricked, he's over it and striding away from it. Larbourne jumps in second, Lord Jim jumps in third, Winsome Win jumps in fourth, the Inventor jumps in 5, and coming up now to the line in Spanish Steps and Johnny Cook well clear of Larbourne. Lord Jim finishing fast in third, then comes Winsome Win, and coming to the line, Spanish Steps is the winner. It's going to be a close thing for second place, with Larbourne just gallantly holding.
Shire horses are an ever-popular attraction at the Horse of the Year show, which this year celebrates its 21st anniversary. The show's main purpose is show jumping, but the organizers always find room for other equine entertainment, both big and small. It makes for light relief during an exciting program. This year there was a star, the name Arkle, King of them all. one of the greatest national hunt mounts the world's ever known. He's retired now, but loves to come back into the limelight. This year, he was able to watch some of his old colleagues, national hunt jockeys, try their skill at show jumping in the Stoke Mandeville Championship. This was Impala the Fourth, ridden by D.R. Davis. The jockeys' performances weren't exactly noted for their polish, but their willingness to have a go made the event an exciting one. Stan Mellor seemed to be going well on the guinea pig, but just a little later he proved that he was more at home on the racetrack than the show ring. Even Josh Gifford, riding Gambit, couldn't escape unscathed. Only one jockey, in fact, managed to come through with a clean round, and he was Josh's younger brother, Mesa Gifford, who'd been partnered with Foxtrot.
House. Dirige la orquesta Johnny Warris. Intérprete Lulu.
Come closer and listen. The beat of my heart keeps on missing. I notice it most when we're kissing. Come closer and love me tonight. That's right. Come closer and cuddle me tight. My That's right. Come closer and cuddle me tight. My
Og så er det Nederlands tur med De Troubadour.